Hello, I'm the local gaming shaman and I want to tell you about my wares. How many wares? What kind of wares? Dude, I don't know. Copyright the Fat Man. I guess this is secretly a reference that will be used in Metal Gear Solid 2. No, it won't.
The height of gaming excitement, not to be confused with the pinnacle of entertainment software. I try not to think about that company I just said. Hoo ha ha ha.
Hocus Pocus. Not to be confused with some other game that's probably called Abracadabra or some bullshit. Yes. How did we decide on the words Hocus Pocus anyway? Like, those are the standard magic words, but where did they come from? Where did they go? I don't know. Something about a cotton eye and some fella named Joseph.
Yes, look at our handy hands. Ah,
I fail to describe some of these monsters sometimes. The theme of this made me think a little bit like Beauty and the Beast because of the stained glass window with the rose in it. I don't know. It certainly feels cathedral-y, but again, I don't know. Just assume it's like the multiverse. You know, there isn't any specific place where you're going to be. Okay. Look at all those spare health potions. That oh, geez, I hate these things. These like green pig monsters with wings. They shoot sideways, which is a pain in my butt because I actually have to worry about them for once. However, since they don't shoot below, I can go under them and shoot up. You can shoot up in this game. Do not underestimate the power of being able to shoot directly up.
You never know when it comes in handy.
I think you can do it while jumping too. Like shoot up while jumping. You can also use a page up and page down, whatever control you set, to basically just look up and down. This helps with any potential blind jumps, which become less blind since I can see the rest of the screen. We have a lot of switch puzzles in this game that are just, it's just binary. Like, there's 0011 shit. And these kind of puzzles get used a lot in Duke Nukem 3D, I also realize. But here they're used to the point of just, may as well just be you giving me gelatin and be like, oh wow, it tastes like gelatin. How much more of this do I need? Yeah, filler. Then again, this whole game probably is filler. It is for me. It is for people watching my YouTube channel. It's like, what's this? Oh, you know, filler. Yeah. It's like, I do it because it's a good DOS platforming game that has, like, neat presentation, even if the game concept's quite simple, so, you know, that's kind of enough. It's kind of like the bare minimum of getting on my wish list of stuff. It's like, oh boy, 16-bit graphics, they're never gonna get better than this. Yeah. Back when I used to have, like, an old PC, though, I wouldn't really I didn't even have the Sound Blaster stuff or AdLib. So it was just PC speaker or you just didn't hear anything. And in this case, in this game, I just didn't hear anything the first time I played it. Boy, what was I missing out on this really nice music. Yeah. It did feel kind of weird to me that some DOS games just don't have any sound. And I can't really tell you what to do about that since there's probably plenty of those. Particularly 80s based ones. But then again, most 80s DOS games are probably not going to show up on my channel. I'm just telling you that now. If it's just like basic Sega with just like a few arcadey things, it's likely not to happen. In case you're wondering if I just did absolutely every DOS game, I do not. A lot of the stuff I do is DOS games. DOS games are an essential part of my experience. As much as, well, Nintendo. Sega, actually, yeah. Sega's pretty essential. At least they used to be essential. Now they're like any third-party publisher. But, I mean, they didn't stop making good things. It's just they got in over themselves, I suppose. Sega lost to hubris, but still lives on. So that's the best we could have hoped for. And TurboGrafx, well, that has nothing to worry about because that's just the Nippon Electric Company. It's not like they didn't stop existing. They provide electricity to the entirety of Japan, and you're wondering about how that console's doing, don't worry about it. What about the Neo Geo? Oh, SNK is around. I don't know what they're doing, but they're around. What was some other stuff, like the Vectrix? I don't remember what the Vectrix was for. Shit. Oh, how about Amiga stuff? Would I be likely to do, like, Amiga exclusive games that are, like, 16-bit colorful platformers? The answer is I don't know, because while I have the capability to do Amiga stuff, the number one thing is setting it up is complicated. Plus, I don't usually have a lot of reference to refer to how that stuff's supposed to run, or a lot of it is just stuff that gets ported elsewhere, so I don't know if it's like the original or not. Like, Lemmings was like this. Like, I couldn't decide for a while if, back when I thought puzzle games were a fit, I couldn't decide whether to do the Amiga or DOS one, because the DOS one seemed equally as valid to me, as that was the one I grew up on. Then I look at the Amiga one, I'm like, whoa, this is legit. Why am I using this? So, I mean, it can't be stated that I think Amiga is pretty likely. I have to think of what I do. I have to experiment with games that I want to put in this channel for it, but I'm certain there is some things. I think one, like, Zool, maybe? Zool would be a good starter for this. Maybe. I mean, that was kind of the mascot. It was more like the mascot of Gremlin Graphics, but still, that's an option. I can attempt that if you want. But again, a lot of Amiga games are just ported elsewhere, so I don't know where the original begins and the knockoffs end. Oh yes. In fact, a lot of Amiga games you might have noticed have been ported to Super Nintendo and Genesis, and sometimes DOS. So if you're wondering why there's a lot of samey looking clunky platformers at that time, Amiga ports. A lot of Amiga ports. Oh, trust me, I can recognize Euro jank the moment I see it. That's what I call that kind of platform. It's like, oh look, it's a Euro platformer. Yeah, trust me, I can tell. Just a certain qualities you could tell just by looking at it, without ever actually knowing about the console. It's not even just the frame rate, because it's kind of hard to distinguish looking at 50 frames versus 60. Not that you can't notice more frames, but the difference in frames is harder to notice when it's a small number like 10. But difference between 30 and 60 is definitely seeable. It took him 67 years to grow this beard. Did you know that? I like this game for having inconsequential dialogue, so thank you for that. Someone just it sounds like something I would do in a video game if I was designing it. I would just put this dialogue. Oh, this doesn't mean anything. You want to see it? Kind of like what I'm saying most of the time. So what's been going on with me? Oh, hey, maybe I told you about hot baths. Because no one told me about hot baths until I tried some last week. And the last few days, I actually figured out, like, the right temperature and stuff. So, guys, I've been completely missing out on taking hot baths my whole life. Don't be like me. Start taking hot baths daily. I'm not even joking. Like, you don't even have to... Like, not even just to bathe. I don't mean because you have to be clean or hygiene. I just mean, like... Dude, if you're, like, in hot water, if it's not too hot, it does things, man. I can't quite describe what the experience is like intimately, because I'd rather not. But I just mean, like, dude, just bathe in hot water now. I'm serious. Purely so. Not like boiling, because then you're going to get dizzy and be like, oh, pass out. Like, you get a tub that's so hot that you start sweating, and that's kind of how saunas work out. I don't need that in my life, but enough of it, and it's just like, you're going to get out and be like, whoa, what happened, man? Like, yeah. Just, keep yourself aware, because, if it gets too relaxing, you might want to, like, take a nap, and you'd be like, no, don't do that. Don't take a nap on the tub. That's how drowning happens. Anyway, that's kind of just the most recent going on with me personally, is just that. And how a doctor recommends, it's like, geez, doc, why didn't I think of this? Or rather, why didn't I know to try it? Because I thought like hot bathing was just, it was just Like I was thinking Spartan. Like, yeah, I don't need to take hot baths, do I? No, now I feel like I do need to. I think the real problem is, you know, I kind of would rather sometimes just shower instead, due to the time difference. But I guess since my doctor recommended I do it for like a month, I mean, I'm gonna follow through and see how that goes. I won't say which doctor because I see a lot of doctors. Wait, you want me to narrow down a doctor for you? No thanks. My doctor's my business. I'm just telling you, if a doctor recommends you take a hot bath, you listen. Yahoo! Oh yeah, the white potion gives you rapid fire. What other potions are there? Oh, there's like this gray potion that gives you the fireball, or lasers as the game calls it, when they're clearly just fireballs. There's also a orange potion that gives you a super jump. And usually what you need to jump to is pretty much visible on screen what you have to jump to. I can only think of one time where I needed to walk a bit of ways for the jump potion to be used where it's intended to be used. Other than that, I wouldn't worry about it. Like, if you miss out on using a jump potion properly, it probably means you're just not going to 100% the level. So, no reason to waste it. That's what I say. I'ma have it my way.
I must gather the crystals that look like marbles. Maybe one of them's a dark crystal, I don't know.
Yes. Look at these trees. They look like someone washed them, like with MS Paint, or it's just like watercolor trees. Yes, that's what trees look like. Just sets of green cabbages. I don't think so, dude. I don't know who's the artist on this. So, like I said, the artist is doing a pretty good job. Like the stylizedness, I mean. So someone, I don't know how long ago now, but someone made a total conversion of Doom, which is just Hocus Doom. Is exactly how it sounds like, a first-person shooter Hocus Pocus. And yeah, I can say I can vouch for that. I think I put it on my list somewhere of things to try out. That's when I have the source port standardized though, because a lot of Doom mods want to use GZ Doom, and GZ Doom, I can't figure what's the appropriate default settings, mostly for the HUD size. I don't know why source ports think they can get away with not being able to look like how I thought it looked like. Like, I understand making it look better for a higher resolution, but please just give me like the default look. At least this one mod I did was trying to do that, but it still didn't quite work because it didn't get the pixelization correct. Like, they understand 4x3, but they don't understand the whole 320x200 stuff with the rectangular pixels, and annoying. Think about this for like Quake mods that use a source port, and I have to figure out what the default settings for that are again. I wish I had saved them somewhere. Next time I will. I've got a lot of defaults saved for first-person shooters now, just so I have them every time I reinstall one similar. Boom, boom, boom. I think there's a website where you can just sample the MIDIs of DOS games. I don't remember it right now, because it wasn't KH Inside or whatever that was. It was some other thing. And the interesting thing is, I can't remember that site right now, but there's this game called Gate World, where like the first level music sounds atrocious, but that site where you get the MIDI for said level, plays like, it actually plays like a respectable song, like Calypso tropical song where I was like do 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 do. And for some reason, the game just interprets the MIDI something awful just for that one song, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why. Yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, note to self, play Gate World. I should do a Gate World run. I was thinking about it, like, I think the exception to me doing that was just, like, because there's another release of Gate World called Gorg, and like, it just plays out differently, so. A lot of things going on. What am I looking at right now? See you next time.